So I give her the benefit of the doubt and I tell her about this party, but I tell her that her and I have to leave early because the kid's parents doesn't know that he's throwing a party. And I really didn't want to get caught for underage drinking because his neighbors were supposed to be keeping an eye on the house. So she says okay, and by the way, a little incident that had happened, you know how I told you that like whenever we would go out places and like, you know, I would ask what she's wearing? Well, I decided to see if like, you know, it was all in my head or she was actually just being a dick every time that she told me that she was gonna wear something. So the one time we had went out and we didn't go with my boyfriend or anything like that, you know, so I wasn't really worried about impressing anybody. But I had asked her what she was wearing and she said that she was wearing a dress and heels. So I decided not to wear a dress and heels. I decided to go in a t-shirt and some running shorts. And we went to this place and everybody turned out to be dressed up nice. So I really didn't give a fuck about what she wore anymore. I would still ask her, but I would just wear what I wanted to wear. Well, the night of the party, I decided that I wasn't even gonna ask her. I'm just gonna do my own thing and then my boyfriend will come and pick us up. And I would usually ask her what she's wearing like maybe an hour or 30 minutes before something started or before we were about to go somewhere. Well, once she realized that I hadn't asked her, she FaceTimed me and she's like, oh, what are you wearing? So I just told her that I was gonna wear shorts and a t-shirt, like it's nothing serious. If anything, we're gonna be getting muddy and stuff like that because my boyfriend's friend, he like had a whole field in the back of his yard and they would ride their dirt bikes and stuff like that. And he also had this above ground pool that everybody went in usually. So I just told her, bring a bathing suit because he has a pool there. And she was like, oh, so you think I probably shouldn't do my makeup? I was like, I mean, you can, but it's like 95 degrees outside. But do what you want, sis. Do what you want. So she's like, okay, thanks. Like, you know, just let me know whenever you guys are on your way. My boyfriend at the time had his license, so he was the one who was going to be coming and picking us up. So I'm all ready. I'm in my shorts, t-shirts, some tennis shoes, and I call my boyfriend and ask him where he is. And he was like, oh, well, like, I was just thinking I was going to pick up your friend first because she lives closer to me. Like, really? So what does he do? He goes and he picks up my best friend first. Fucking Jenna. I just like hate Jenna, but I didn't want to seem like a jealous, insecure girlfriend. So what did I do? I just told him to go and pick Jenna up first. Well, they pull up to my house and when I walk outside to the car, I realized that Jenna decided to take the front seat next to my boyfriend. So like I said, I about had it with this bitch. So I walked up to the door, ripped open the door, and I was like, sit in the back. And she's just like looking at me like, oh, like what's wrong? Like, I'm sorry. So, you know, this girl's pretending that she's gonna get in the back seat whenever she says, wait, do I really have to? You know I hate the back seat. This was the first time that I had heard that she hated riding in the back seat. Also, she's wearing this tiny ass dress. She has a full face of makeup on. Her hair is all curled. It's like she wanted me to drag her out of that car. So what do I decide to do in this situation? I decide that I'm going to let her have the front seat. I won't be surprised if I go blind one day doing this. And the whole ride there, she's just chatting away to my boyfriend. And my boyfriend's trying to include me in the conversation, but every time that he would, you know, like say my name or something like that, she would interrupt him and be like, OMG, that's crazy because this blah, 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 blah happened to me, you know, like, and I'm just sitting there and I'm like, bro, shut up. Like, for real, Jenna. Fucking annoying. So we get there at around 8 and the plan was for my friend and I to leave at around 1 in the morning because my boyfriend was just going to spend the night and help his friend clean up in the morning. So, you know, during the party, I'm playing Pong with my boyfriend and his friends, and Jenna's just following my boyfriend and I around everywhere. And then when I told her to go talk to people, she was like, you know I'm shy. Whew, had to do my eyeliner off camera. Yeah, so she goes, you know I'm shy. No, you're not. You literally went to every single football game. You didn't need me, and you were talking to my boyfriend all in the car. So the party's dying down. It comes time to leave, and I tell Jenna, I'm like, hey Jenna, like my mom's waiting outside, like let's go. Well, Jenna decides that she doesn't want to leave the party. And my mom had already drove all the way out there, so she was going to be pissed if I told her that I was staying longer or that she had to go back home because she came out here for no reason. So I'm telling her, I'm like, Jenna, we can't stay longer. Like, we gotta go, sis. Mind you, do you remember what I said earlier? My boyfriend was supposed to spend the night there. Well, that got brought up in the car because Jenna had said, are you dropping us off at our houses too after? And he goes, no, I'm spending the night there. So yeah, no, she already knew that he was gonna be spending the night. And she goes, you can't make me leave. Like, I'm staying. And I was like, but I thought you were shy. Why would you want to be around all these people that you don't know? She was like, well, I'm not shy anymore. I got used to everybody. Whatever, sis. So I say fuck it. I leave her there and I go home. So at around 3 in the morning, I'm sitting on the couch watching TV. I couldn't go to sleep yet because I was just so annoyed about the whole situation. And I get a FaceTime call from one of my other girlfriends, and she says that Jenna's freaking out. She took a hit off of the blunt. Like, will you please call her and calm her down? So I call her and I'm like, hey, you know, like you're fine. It doesn't last forever, blah, 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 you know, whatever you do in that situation. And I get off the phone. Well, she ends up spending the night there. Well, I end up going back there early in the morning because I forgot my purse. And when I walk in, I'm looking for Jenna because she's the one who had put our bag in some room. So I'm like checking all over the house for her and my boyfriend. And it's like 7 in the morning, I'm pretty sure. Because everybody like fell asleep in the living room. He had this big ass couch in the living room, you know, a few ottomans, a few love sacks everywhere, and I'm just like thinking, where could they be? So I'm going through the house, I'm searching through all the rooms, and I already have a bad feeling about this. So like 20 minutes goes past, I can't find them. My mom has to go because my brother's waiting in the car and she has to drop him off to school. So we leave, we take my brother to school, and then I ask her if we can stop back one more time so that way I could try and find my purse again. Tell me why. As soon as I walk in the house, I go to the kitchen and like everybody's like standing around the island or whatever. My boyfriend has his arm around Jenna and his neck is filled with hickeys. So I walk in unfazed and I'm like, Jenna, where the fuck is my purse? She's like, OMG, like I'm so sorry, like it's like on the couch. And I'm like, can you help me find it? So she comes in the living room to help me find my purse. And when we walk in there, I just tell her that she's a whore and that we can't be friends anymore. And she's like, OMG, why? And I'm like, dude, there's literally hickeys all over my boyfriend's neck. He has his arm around you. Like, there need to be boundaries whenever I let you hang out with my boyfriend. So she goes, those hickeys aren't for me, like what are you talking about? And then I call my boyfriend into the living room and everybody's low-key listening. Nobody just decides to come in the living room though. And I'm asking him, I'm like, who the fuck are those hickeys from? And he just looks at Jenna. So I end up walking out of the house. I break up with him. I block Jenna on Snapchat and everything like that. I block him. And to this day, this bitch still shows up at every single football game. I unblocked my ex-boyfriend a few months later. And she's always hanging out with him and his friends. So yeah, so just a little advice, guys, don't be afraid to set boundaries. At least that way you know that you set them, so that way you won't blame yourself whenever a dumbass people decide to fuck you over.